Hello everyone. So I got my backlight out because I realized earlier in my video that it was really dark because it is like gloomy and overcast here in East Tennessee. We're starting to get our winter to roll in. Yesterday was 70 degrees, but today is going to be high of 50 and then we're going to be freezing tonight. So just wanted to come on. I'm doing part 2 of making my sandwich bread and I've got, ooh, are you ready? It is really cool when you look at it and it's grown and you've got bubbles because that's what you want. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 things. We're going to drizzle some olive oil on the bread, and I just literally put some in there because I'm going to mix it up when I take it out. And then the next part, we're going to take our loaf pan. I'm going to take some butter and I'm going to butter it. And I'm literally going to do this with my fingers because I found this is the best way. So I'm just going to put this butter all over my loaf pan and make sure and I get it really up the sides, because now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer our dough, into the loaf pan, and we're going to let it sit for another hour. So in that hour, it is going to rise up the sides. So you want to make sure and get your sides and the bottom and everything all really good and oiled, because you don't want any of your yummy bread to stick to your pan. And I've got some oil in here previously from oiling it after I cleaned it. And I grew up with my mom using cast iron all the time, so I'm very familiar with it. It was always the last thing we washed after we did all the dishes, and you never let it stay wet. We always washed it in soapy water, took it out, and then dried it, either put it on the burner to dry it, and then we always oiled it. So there's my loaf pan. It's good and greased up, really good. My hand is all greasy too. So I'm gonna get my hand clean here in a minute. And then I'm going to pull my dough away from that bowl. And I'm going to use a couple of forks to pull the dough away from the bowl. And sometimes I just use one, it just depends. So we're just going to start pulling the dough away from the edge of the bowl. And then it's easily just going to dump right in here. Watch. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. So it's going to dump right in here, and you're not going to have hardly any left in here. Look at that. So now it's into my loaf pan, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it back here, and I'm going to let it sit there for about an hour. It's 11:09, so probably about 11:30-ish, I'm going to turn the oven on, and I'm going to turn it on 375, and I'm going to get it warm so that the heat that comes from here is going to help this rise. So don't forget and check back, because I will stop back and I'll show you what it looks like as soon as it gets up towards the top in an hour, and then it's going to go into the oven, and it is amazing. So let me show you what I've been storing it in. I posted about this yesterday, and I picked up this beeswax wrap. It has motorcycles on it, which I don't really care what it has on it. But what I've been doing is you can put your bread in here, and then I've been folding this over, and you can warm this up with your hands and make it melt to whatever, and you can seal it. So that's basically what we've been doing with the bread, is I put it in here and I fold these ends up, and when you hold this, it gets warm and that beeswax makes it close. See that? It like makes its own little, it keeps the bread fresher. So this has worked better than a plastic bag for me. So it's reusable, it's washable. When I'm not using it, I just fold it up and put it right in the drawer, so it's easy for storage, but it's great to keep my fresh bread in. So be back in about an hour. Hope everybody's having a great day.